Hello everybody and welcome to Comet Sighted episode number 17, Dev Diaries 17 for Imperator Rome. This time we talk a bit more about characters and how you interact with them. Back in Dev Diary number 7, we talked about characters for the first time and talked about their attributes, traits, and stats. If you haven't read it yet, I recommend going back to read it here. We did not talk about health in the development diary, except mentioning the fact that one of the categories for traits was health related. In the original Rome 1 and in Crusader Kings series, health is a hidden value that the player never sees, which impacts hidden probabilities of when you die. In Imperator, health is a value between 0 and 100, and when it reaches 0, that character dies. Health-related traits affect this each month, but don't expect that a brain-damaged, frail leper to have a very long life expectancy. Holdings is another thing I promised to talk about. Each character can have holdings in one city. I'm going to read this verbatim, but the localization seems a little wonk. A governor picks a city in the province she is governing as where, well, he'll have his holdings, while a general picks one from the cities he may have conquered. A character with a holding will get income from that city until death or until otherwise forced to relinquish it. There's a little weird localization in there for English, but it's basically saying that a governor picks a city to have holdings in, and a general gets holdings in a city that he conquers. Income ties into another concept I'd like to touch upon in today's diary, i.e. wealth. Each character has a pool of money that they may use to their own benefit. Characters gain money if they have an office that pays them, or if they are a governor that can use their corruption to enrich themselves, or if they have holdings. So how you interact with these characters then? Well, Imperator has lots of different ways besides the normal event interactions like most of our games. We also have the direct character interactions. Character interactions usually have costs in power or gold, and some have different chances of success as well. And in Republic, some of the character interactions require Senate approval as well. And here we have a list of possible interactions. Appoint a dictator. Can be done on your ruler in a republic when at war or in a civil war, and it will allow him to do any diplomacy or character interactions without Senate approval, without the Senate interfering until the end of the war. Assassinate. You can attempt to assassinate a foreign character. Not an internal one, though, it looks like. Banish. To force a character you have previously imprisoned to leave your country. Bribe. Increase the loyalty of that character. Execute. Permanently move a prisoner to another plane of existence. Free hands. Increase loyalty and corruption of the character is one of your governors. Hold games. With a ruler in a republic, you can spend state money to increase the popularity of the current ruler. In prison, attempt to relocate someone to a more secure area for future processing. Inspire disloyalty. Reduces loyalty and increases corruption of a foreign character. Loan. To get money from a wealthy character. You may want it. They may want it back though. Marry ruler. If different gender in both ruler and character is unmarried, recruit to get a character to leave a foreign nation work for you. Recruit general. Get a disloyal foreign general to leave his nation and join your nation with his army. Release prisoner for bleeding heart liberals. Repay loan. Sadly, you can't imprison and execute people you owe money. Really? You can't imprison and execute people you owe money. That seems like something you should be able to do. Sacrifice prisoner. Some religions allow you to sacrifice prisoners taken in war, making your tribesmen happy and productive and making it easier to stay tribal. Seek/stop treatment for characters in bad health. You may need to live longer or shorter. Seduce governor. Convinces a foreign governor that it's far better to officially say they are part of your nation, while they regrettably report that about 105% of all collected taxes were lost due to bad harvests and bandits to your government. Smear character. Reduce the popularity of a character. There may be more interactions added through development, and they are 100% created with script files. Here's an example of the simple hold triumph interaction, and there is the code for it for anybody who's interested in modding. Stay tuned. There are more things to talk about characters in Imperator, like ambitions and loyalty, but next week we'll go into the Latin military traditions. All right, so our picture today is a character sheet. Simple as that. It is large and not overly encumbered like you know, CK2 has been up until Holy Fury, which is kind of redoing the character sheet. But it looks very nice and crisp and clean. You have all that information in there. Something that I really like is that health is a figure that you can see. The hidden value I understand, but it was always like, okay, so I've got, you know, +1 health here, +0.5 health there, -2 health here. So overall, maybe there's a slightly higher chance that I might die. So in CK2, it was always like, oh my god, what's going to happen? Those health values, I know what they are, but I have to add them up, and I can't see them total. But in this, you just know. You just know when your character's going to die, because if their health gets to 0, then they're dead. But you can seek treatment. That is something that's available. I think it was down here. Seek or stop treatment. Yeah, right there. Some of these I find to be very interesting. Like, some of them are pretty normal, you know, being appointed a dictator, assassinating someone, bribing someone, executing someone. But then when you get down here, there's the, you know, basically bribing an enemy general to leave his nation and bring his army along with him. You can do the same thing with a governor of a state. That's pretty cool. Another thing, pretty standard. Each character has its own personal wealth, but they can only get money through being an official, you know, having an actual state job and being corrupt. They're, you know, siphoning money off the top, or they have their own holdings. It says in here that, and in a very peculiar sentence, that governors have holdings in a city. I'm assuming that the AI would normally pick the richest city, the richest city to have holdings in. Generals have holdings in cities they've conquered, which is interesting. So, you know, a poor general can go out and actually increase his wealth through conquest, which I think is pretty interesting and could lead to some interesting mechanics and situations you can get yourself into. And as is tradition, we're over on Johan's Twitter here, and you can see the health rating on a character, currently at 100% and not changing. But if it was changing, I'm sure you would get a breakdown on the character sheet here of how and why a character's health was going up or down, and it tells you flat off the bat, if it reaches 0, the character's dead. I just noticed that this is the same picture that is on Johan's Twitter, who just did a sneak peek of what was coming in the Dev Diary. It was something there's not really not much to it. It's just a character sheet. You can see all the information, their points. I'm not sure what all this stuff is down here. We got a couple flowers, an open palm, and a dagger with blood on it. I'm sure there's some people in the comment section who'll be like, yeah, I think I could figure out what those are, but I'm not going to speculate on that because I don't know. Looks like we've got probably personal wealth right there. He has an ambition to have a son. He's a governor. It looks like he's got some support. So it was, I don't remember the name of the factions. It was civics, military. Oh, that's religious, I think it is. It was like mercantile. I was trying to think of what the rest of them were. I'm pretty sure that's like the religious faction likes this guy. Religion Hellenic, culture Roman. We got our traits right in here. Possible interactions. Age. Wealth changes by 0.06 each month due to being a governor. So he has a big pile of gold, but he's getting he's getting his government stipend as a governor. All right, everybody, that's going to be it for the day. Let me know what you think of this Dev Diary in the comment section down below, and I will see all of you next time.